Ivo, in April 2013, Kraft Foods World Travel Retail and all its brands come under the umbrella of a brand new name, Mondelez. Do you think that will change the company's positioning with your retail partners at all?
So far what we have seen, it's an absolute seamless transition, and basically what you're looking at is it's a pure name change. If anything, then I believe that we will become even stronger in terms of the innovation funnel that we can reach out to in our corporate environment. Because I mean, from the category perspective, the brands that we have been representing under Kraft Foods, there's no change to the brands and the categories that we are going to market to our trade partners under the name of Mondelez.
Now you're using IAADFS as an important platform to launch a number of new products. Can you just briefly take us through the highlights?
Major highlight for me personally is definitely the add-on of Toblerone Crunchy Almond. Knowing that Toblerone is one of it's almost the number one chocolate brand in travel retail. Whenever we add on flavor to that family, that's a great success. And that's also what we have seen in the first quarter of 2013. I mean, it has nicely established itself as a number two flavor within the tablet range of Toblerone.
That's very fast indeed. I mean, given its launch, which is as recent as 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
I think pipeline filling started at the end of 2012, and now as we also support Out of the Blue, as we call our campaign around Crunchy Almond, heavily with promotions and very attractive retail theater promotions, I think we're probably only scratching at the surface of the real potential and the real success that we are going to see with Crunchy Almond. Well,
what about some other brands? What else is new?
Just about saying, I mean, there's in our family of brands, there's to be named Cadbury as our second strongest brand in our portfolio, where we bring back the bubbly tablet, which is obviously known to everybody with some relation to Cadbury. I mean, that's going to be a very strong add-on to the family of Cadbury, as is Flake, the crumbliest chocolate in the world, and we have a very nice line extension in that respect as well. That's as far as product innovation is concerned. We kick-started a category extension some 2 years ago, bringing Oreo as the true number one biscuit brands into travel retail as well. So we are going to continue to build Oreo around the globe. In travel retail, it is already the number one biscuit brand from a global perspective, and we are bringing that success into the travel retail world now as well.
Now, it's a tough time out there, as we know. In Cannes last year, Andreas Fair outlined really some fresh thinking regarding the category. I mean, do you think that some of the elements of what he presented to the trade can be carried into the Americas? And how do you see the category developing here?
You're referring to the category vision that Andreas was presenting in Cannes last year, where we set ourselves the bold target of growing the category by $3 billion within the next 3 years. Obviously, that has not only been to be driven by our brands, but is a true category and perspective. And we truly feel that in the high growth regions like the Americas, we will substantially add to the growth in order to achieve that bold target. And I think it's a mix. It's a mix between the momentum that we see across the individual markets. Name Brazil as an example, which is still a very high potential market for all of us here in the industry. But also, if you just look at the US, where our category in particular offers a huge potential for growth as well. So I'm very confident that particularly the Americas will substantially add to achieving that target, yes.
But there is assumption, isn't there, in that presentation, that you really need to kind of finesse some of the thinking amongst a number of the retailers who all operate at different speeds when it comes to the confectionery category. Some actually seize the day. They understand exactly what you and others are saying in terms of increasing the size of the basket, really streamlining the product selection to maximize sales in terms of the space, which is very expensive space. And do you think that with the type of presentations that you and Nestle are currently doing, that it can deliver the sort of growth between you, and that you can convince sufficient number of retailers to give you the space that's merited?
Yeah, I think there is two aspects that you're referring to. On the one hand side, I think I fully agree with you in saying that the space allocation given to our very categories probably underrepresented in comparison to the net revenue that we contribute to the overall business, and I think that's a fact from our side. On the other hand, I think the additional layer that we put as a base for our vision, in addition to the great work that Nestle has done with their perfect store concept, is that we are looking at the whole category development through the eyes of our consumer. So all the recommendations and the programs that we have put in place in order to reach our bold target is really coming from a consumer-centric perspective. We are reaching out to a huge amount of research that we have done in our industry to find out what the consumer needs is, in order to find out how we have to change the environment and influence the behavior of our consumers to make not only our total category, but at the end of the day, the total business in our industry growing. And I think that is a key differentiation point to any of the earlier approaches that we have seen in the category. So combining those two, I think despite the absolute size of that number, of the 3 billion, I'm very convinced we can reach that target.
One final question, Ivo, and specifically related to your own business. How do you see it developing in the next 12 months?
We have been slightly spoiled in the Americas region with the success that we have been celebrating in 2011, but particularly in 2012, and very happily see that trend going on also towards the end of Q1. So I'm very optimistic that we will grow our business in the high double-digit growth. We are also heavily investing into our team structure for the Americas region. So I think all the investment that we are targeting on the different layers, be it towards our brands, towards product development, towards generating more insights that we can bring to the table, and obviously also into the collaboration and the partnership with our valued trade partners. I think that combination is all set for growth.
Ivo, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Peter.